Hey prop farmers, this is Joe Hicken, and I'm super excited to introduce to you the MTP Optimizer, which is this new optimizer feature that we've now added to the original MTP. And essentially what this is going to do, it's going to make the optimization process much easier, faster, and more automated. The problem that we've sort of been dealing with up till now has been that the optimization process is very much trial and error. We have a lot of people reaching out saying, hey, is there any training on optimization? Is there, how do I optimize these strategies? And the fact of the matter is, it's very much just tedious trial and error, and it takes a lot of time and dedication. And so for that reason, I think we don't have as many people participating in the optimization process as we could otherwise. And we're not able to gather data as fast and efficiently as we would otherwise, which the more data we can gather and the faster we can gather it, the more strategies we'll have and the better results, the better strategies that we'll have, which ultimately lead to better results for everyone. And that's ultimately the goal, right? So that is why we are so excited about the MTP Optimizer. And this will all make more sense as we dive into the training of how to actually use this. Now, before I do that, I just want to make sure that first you have an understanding of how the MTP works already. So this is going to assume that you already have that understanding. If not, go back, understand how the MTP works first, and this will all make a lot more sense. There's separate trainings for that, which if you need help finding them, you can always reach out to support and they can direct you, or your success coach. Excuse me. All right, now, all that being said, let's jump into it. So the MTP Optimizer is available on this latest version. If you need to, you can just reinstall the MTP and it should automatically update to the latest version, which is this one right here. And then you should see this optimizer button now appear. So first things first, as usual, set your MTP settings. So set the terminal you want to use, set the master EA, the number of parallel terminals. I use one less than the max just so that way I'm not constantly overloading my CPU as I am running these tests. Dates to backtest, I just click on either default option that you want to or custom date range. You can do that as well. And then you'll want to choose your any file. I'm going to choose the ultraviolet strategy here to optimize. Okay, great. And then once I've done that, I can click this optimizer, and this will bring up a window that looks much like this. Now, this may look somewhat familiar to you if you are already familiar with the native optimizer in MT5. And so if you go to MT5 and you go to optimization and you select any of these options, and then you click on the inputs tab, it will show these new columns: start, step, stop. And basically what that means is, you can select whatever value you want to, whatever input you want to optimize for. So in this case, PB goal. And you can say, all right, start at 250 value, right? Start at 250 and then run tests, increasing that value in increments of 25 all the way up to 2,500. Same thing here with the daily goal amount. Start at 150, increments of 15 all the way up to 1,500. And you can see for each of those, there's 91 increments or 91 steps as they call them. And then what will happen is if you're optimizing two settings at the same time, basically it will run every combination of those steps or increments, iterations I should say, and run every combination of those. So 91 times 91, it'll run all those tests queued one after another. Now the problem with the MT5 native optimizer is that it's not giving us the prop firm specific data that the MTP does. So like average days, average EP hits, pass rate, all of that good stuff, right? And so that's why we've created essentially the same optimization feature, but inside of the MTP. And so if we go back to this optimizer window here, you can see that we have the same start, step, stop, okay? And then it will tell us the number of iterations. And what this will do, well, I'll just show you. So let's say we want to test our lot size, and let's say we want to start at 0.5 and increase in increments of 0.5 and run it all the way to 3, okay? And and we want to see what the results are for those values. Okay, and then let's say we also want to test the, not pip step type, but rather the pip step amount. And let's do starting at, I don't know, 7 increments of 3 up to 35, let's say. Okay, there we go. And that will give us 10. All right, so we should have a total of 60 iterations, which we do here, which is testing all of this, all of these combinations. Okay, not just 7 in increments of 3 up to 35, but also each one of those tests in combination with each one of these tests. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, and that's where we get our total iterations of 60 from. Now, before, what I would have to do is I'd have to manually create any files for each one of these iterations that I'd want to test. And usually it wouldn't be very efficient, and I would have to look at each one individually, and I'd probably miss some things, and it's just not very efficient, not very effective, a lot of trial and error like I was explaining before. Now what you can do is you can simply just click, select what you want to test, click generate set files, and I'll just need to create a folder for this. So I'll do that, folder, call it ultraviolet. What am I testing here? I'm testing the lot size from 0.5 to 3 and testing the pip step from 7 to 35. Okay, great. And then I will select that folder, and you can see it automatically generates those 60 ini files just like that. And so now all that's left to do, I'll close this, is go back to the NTP. I can click here on choose ini files, and then I can select that folder I just created. And in fact, actually, I wonder if that works if I just click on the folder itself. I'm gonna just click open. Okay, no, so I need to then select all of these files. So Command A, Control A, depending on what system you have. Open, and there they are. There's the 60. And so then what I can do is I can just simply click start, and that's going to queue these 60 files to now run one after each other. So essentially at this point what I can do is I can just walk away from my computer and come back later, and I can then, without having to manually load up all of these ini files and whatever, I can come back and I can look at the reports parser, which is going to give me a, this hasn't populated yet, but there's going to be, all of these tests you're going to see appear here, all 60 of them, and I'll be able to sort it by pass rate, or sort it by average days, or average days in 12 weeks, or average EP hits, or whatever, and I'll be able to quickly and easily see, this goes on, and I'll be able to scroll once it appears with data, but, recency score as well, etc. I'll be able to quickly and easily see, which strategy has the lowest average EP hits, or which strategy has the best pass rate, or which one of those, whatever, right? And, now this is taking over my screen, but I'll actually also be able to click on those individual strategies, and it will pop up, give me the individual reports as well, and I can analyze them. So anyways, I'll just leave it at that for now. Don't want to make this video too long or whatever, but that should at least, give the basic information so that you can get started playing with this. And, like I said, we're super excited for it. I think it's really going to make our optimization much better, easier, faster, more efficient, save a lot of time, allow more people to participate in this process, and ultimately lead to better results for everyone in our community. So super, super excited for this. I'm sure there'll be more training coming soon, more details, more insights, thoughts, tips being shared amongst each other inside the community. Please do that, what's working well for you. But this tool, I believe, is going to make things much, much easier and better for everyone. So that being said, thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next one.